There is an African American man. I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog.
Amy Cooper calls the police on a black man birdwatching. Hers was a quotidian reminder of the normalcy of, how can I put it, having not been meant to survive. Christian Cooper, no apparent relation, asked Amy Cooper to put her dog on a leash. It was a simple ask, in accordance with the rules of Central Park's ramble. I am enthralled with Cooper's affect, her plaintive 911 call of distress,
I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening
intensified with each repetition of the phrase, I am being threatened.
And there is a man, African American.
I am being threatened.
He is recording me and threatening
By the
me and
third
my dog.
repetition, her voice quivers,
African American man. I am in Central Park.
but she's able
He is
to
recording me
multitask and
threatening myself and my
reattach
dog.
the leash to the dog as she speaks. Like an actor heightening her fear in her performance of a line, she pushes on. I am being threatened. Cooper and I both recognize she can bet on racism, racial profiling, and possible unwarranted murder of a black person to be supported systemically by random policemen, prosecutors, judges, and the carceral system at large. Our mutual socialization into repeated patterns of discrimination allows her to do what she does and prepares me to understand what she is doing in the daylight of what I am seeing. Where we part company, where I am no longer a part, is in her expectation that I will agree that she is afraid. Do fantasies create real emotions? Is Christian Cooper's possible death an acceptable loss? History says yes. Yesterday said yes. If fantasies are relevant to the moment, are they not also relevant to the consequences of the moment? Can I categorize Amy Cooper's behavior as an American story that plays fast and loose with notions of imagined fear? To imagine herself as a rescue, to imagine herself into a rescue narrative, is to activate a covert white female power trigger that can easily call in the violence of white men. One white friend puts it this way: Amy Cooper assumed her role as a piece of high-value white property in jeopardy, tapping into what she knows to be a salient catalyst for swift and deadly intervention. Given this, is her performance more incredulous rage than fear? The rules don't apply to her. Am I to understand her as thinking, or is it feeling the fullness of, don't you see who I am? Is that white living right below, just below, a level of civility, unspoken but believed? Rage tied to white identities assumes sense of ownership of all property. Her park, her city,
I am.
her apartment building, her,
Because I would like to know who's friends
her president, her police.
and why you're here.
Cooper's exact words were, I'm going to tell them there's an African American man threatening my life. Hers is the language of good manners, weaponizing the narratives of white racism. "Excuse me," she says to Christian Cooper as she dials the police. There are so many Amy Coopers, women like Lucy Foreman Hartley, the white woman who served as justification for the Tulsa massacre, the white woman behind the Rosewood massacre, the two white women behind the imprisonment of the Scottsboro boys, Carolyn Bryant Dunnan, who finally admitted to lying, but whose admittance could not bring back to life Emmett Till, or Linda Fierstein, who prosecuted the Central Park jogger case and willfully sent 5 Black and Latinx teenagers to prison for years. For years, on false and suppressed evidence. Do I need to go on? The various modes of behavior that white women weaponize in service of Black death are there to be metabolized. It's an old script, supported by this one.
Please stop